All right, so everyone's talking about this whole Agentforce thing, right? Unlocking next level customer interactions and all that. But honestly, it feels a little hype to me.
Yeah, I get that. There's a lot of buzz around Agentforce, especially when you throw in data cloud and AI. But that's why we're doing this deep dive, to cut through the noise and see what's actually useful.
Exactly. Because let me tell you, sifting through that Cloud Chronicles podcast to prep for this, it was a lot.
Oh yeah, those guys are enthusiastic, let's say.
Enthusiastic is one word for it. But okay, so big picture Agentforce. What is it really, and why should we care?
So picture
Yeah.
this. You're trying to help a customer, but their information is scattered across like a million different
Yeah.
systems. Ugh, frustrating, right?
Yeah.
That's what Data Cloud solves. It pulls all that customer data into your Salesforce world.
Okay, that's starting to sound appealing. No more jumping between screens like a maniac.
Exactly. You get that complete 360-degree view of the customer. So you can see everything, their purchase history, support tickets, even social media activity, all in one place.
Ah, so it's not just about having the data, it's about actually using it to personalize the whole experience.
Precisely. But before you get too excited, the podcast really stresses making sure your data is syncing properly in data streams.
Okay, good catch. I'll make a note of that data streams check. But what about bringing in data that's not already in Salesforce?
That's where it gets even cooler. You can actually add those external data fields right onto the contact page layout in Salesforce.
Hold up, page layouts. Refresh my memory on that one.
Sure. It's basically customizing what information shows up where. You literally drag and drop the fields you need onto the contact page. And get this, Data Cloud has this cool visual thing called the dynamic related list. It basically pulls in related info based on the contact you're looking at.
So if I'm looking at a customer's profile, it'll automatically show me things like their recent orders or support interactions. Data Cloud's working its magic in the background.
Exactly. But hold on to your hats. We're just getting started. We've got all this amazing customer data, but how do we actually use it to transform interactions? That's where AI comes in.
All right, hit me with the AI magic. Everyone's talking about it, but I'm still a little fuzzy on how it actually makes a difference.
Okay, so AI. Think of it as the brains behind the operation. It takes all that rich data from Data Cloud and uses it to make Agentforce truly conversational.
Conversational. So my Salesforce is going to start chatting with customers now.
In a way, yes.
Mm.
And they even gave this AI assistant a pretty catchy name, Einstein Copilot.
Okay, Einstein Copilot definitely sounds cooler than just AI assistant. I'm intrigued. How does this actually work in practice?
So let's say you're using Agentforce's chat feature. A customer asks about their recent order. Instead of digging through different systems, you just type in, tell me about customer name. And Einstein Copilot, using Data Cloud's info, pulls up their entire history.
Hmm?
Orders, preferences, past interactions, the whole 9 yards.
Whoa, that's impressive. But wouldn't all that information be kind of overwhelming? How do you make sense of it all in real time?
That's the beauty of AI. It analyzes all that data and gives you the most important stuff in a clear, concise way. So you see what matters most and can tailor your response instantly.
So it's like having Einstein as my personal customer service sidekick. I could get used to that.
Exactly. And this is just one example. We're going to explore how AI is changing the game for everything from emails to task automation. It's all about making you more efficient and effective.
Okay, you've got me hooked. Let's keep going. What other AI tricks does this Einstein Copilot have up its sleeve? Okay, so we've got Data Cloud giving us all this incredible customer insight, and then AI comes in to make Agentforce actually conversational. But email, what about good old-fashioned email? It's still a big part of customer communication, right?
For sure, email's not going anywhere. And that's actually where AI shows it's not just about flashy chatbots. Imagine sending hundreds of personalized emails in just minutes, each one tailored to the customer's needs and past interactions. That's the power of Data Cloud and AI together. It's all about these AI-powered email templates.
Okay, efficiency-wise, that sounds amazing. But I'm thinking, wouldn't that make the email sound, I don't know, robotic? How do you keep them feeling personal and authentic?
It's not about replacing the human touch. It's more like amplifying it. These templates aren't just generic form letters. AI uses the Data Cloud info to personalize each one, fills in their name references, past purchases, even suggests stuff based on their behavior, all automatically.
So it's like having this superpowered assistant drafting emails, but I still get to control the tone and the message.
Exactly. And there's even a feature called Graft with Einstein. It analyzes your email and actually gives you suggestions for improvement, like a writing coach built right into Salesforce.
That's wild. It sounds like AI is taking care of the boring stuff so you can focus on connecting with customers. But I'm curious, the Cloud Chronicles guys specifically mentioned double-checking the sender and receiver emails when using these templates. Isn't that kind of obvious? Why call it out?
It might seem obvious, but I think it highlights something important about working with AI. We still need human oversight.
Mhm.
AI is powerful, but it's not perfect. A small data error or a glitch in the algorithm could send an email to the wrong person, which could be embarrassing at best.
Yeah, that's a really good point. It's easy to get caught up in all the cool things AI can do and forget that we're still the ones in charge, making sure everything runs smoothly and ethically.
Exactly. And that brings up a bigger question.
Hmm.
As we use more and more AI for things like communication and decision making, how do we keep that essential human element? How do we make sure technology is helping us, not replacing us?
That's a huge question. We could probably do a whole deep dive just on that. But
Yeah,
for now, I think it's a great reminder that even with all this fancy tech, the human touch is still what makes a customer feel valued.
absolutely.
Mhm.
And speaking of understanding customers, let's shift gears a bit and talk about the strategic implications of all this. We've covered efficiency and personalization, but there's a bigger picture here, right?
You're right. We keep hinting at the bigger picture, and I'm ready to zoom out a bit.
Mhm.
What does this level of customer understanding mean for a business's overall strategy?
It's about moving from thinking about transactions to really building relationships. When you truly understand your customer, you can anticipate what they need, personalize their interactions, and give them solutions that are truly tailored to them.
That's the holy grail, isn't it? Building loyalty and creating experiences that make customers feel like more than just a number.
Exactly. Data Cloud and AI give you the tools to go beyond just managing customer interactions.
Yeah.
You can transform them into something way more meaningful. Imagine using these insights to develop new products, tailor marketing campaigns, or even predict what customers will do in the future.
Mind blown. I came into this thinking Agentforce was just a fancy way to handle customer service, but this is so much bigger. It's about using data and AI to become a truly customer-centric business.
You got it. And the best part is you don't need to be a data scientist or an AI expert to do this. Agentforce is designed to be user-friendly. Anyone can unlock these insights and make smarter decisions.
Okay, you've convinced me I'm ditching the spreadsheets and jumping into Agentforce headfirst. But before I do, one more question about Einstein Copilot. You mentioned it can automate tasks. What does that actually look like?
Remember that check-in scenario we talked about? You just type check-in customer name,
Yeah.
and Einstein Copilot handles everything, even confirms the check-in in the system.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. But it sounds like it only works for check-ins. Can it automate other things too?
It's not just check-ins. You can use it for scheduling appointments, sending follow-ups, updating customer records, even triggering specific workflows based on what happens. And the best part, you don't need to know any coding to set it up.
Wait, so I can tell Salesforce, like, hey, Einstein, send a thank you email to everyone who was at our webinar today, and it'll just do it.
That's the idea. You tell it what triggers the action, and Einstein Copilot takes care of the rest.
Wow.
So you're free to focus on the bigger picture stuff.
This is amazing. I'm seeing how all these pieces fit together. Data Cloud gives you the info, AI acts on it, and then the human can focus on building relationships and making strategic decisions. It's like having a dream team working behind the scenes.
Exactly. And that's what makes this technology so exciting. It's not about replacing humans, it's about helping us do what we do best. Connect, empathize, create meaningful experiences.
Okay, color me convinced I'm officially an Agentforce fan. But before we get carried away, let's be realistic here. The Cloud Chronicles podcast made this all sound pretty easy, but I'm sure there are challenges, right? Things to watch out for.
Of course, no technology is perfect, and that includes Agentforce Data Cloud and AI. There will be bumps in the road, data integration issues, and times when AI just doesn't get what you're asking.
So it's not all sunshine and roses. There's some elbow grease involved.
There's always a learning curve with new tech.
Yeah.
But that's where human ingenuity comes in. It's about understanding the limitations, finding workarounds, and constantly refining how you use these tools to get the most out of them.
So it's a journey, not a destination. I can handle that. What would you say is the biggest hurdle people face when they start using this kind of technology?
Data quality, that's a big one. If your data is inaccurate, incomplete, or inconsistent, AI can't really do its job. Garbage in, garbage out.
Right. So data cleanup, that's a crucial first step.
Absolutely. You got to make sure your data is clean, standardized, and properly connected across all your systems. Otherwise, you're going to end up with bad insights and frustrated customers.
Okay. Data cleanup added to the to-do list. What else should I be thinking about?
Managing expectations. That's another important one. AI isn't a magic wand. It takes time, effort, and constant tweaking to really unlock its potential.
So patience and a willingness to experiment are key.
Exactly. Don't expect miracles overnight.
Hmm.
Start small, focus on specific things you want to achieve, and then gradually expand as you get more comfortable.
All right, taking nice. This is all super helpful. Anything else I should keep in mind as I start my Agentforce adventure?
Don't be afraid to ask for help. Salesforce has tons of resources. Online docs, community forums, certified partners. They can all help you through the process.
That's good to know. It sounds like there's a whole support system to help me navigate this Agentforce Data Cloud AI world.
Exactly. And remember, we're here to help you make sense of it all. So keep those questions coming.
Will do. Now, before we wrap up, was there anything else from that Cloud Chronicles podcast that stood out to you? Something they maybe didn't go into, but that made you curious?
There was one thing that caught my attention. They mentioned something called guest event records, but they didn't really explain what they were.
Guest event records. Sounds interesting. What are those and why do you think they matter?
It sounds like they're basically time-stamped records of every customer interaction. They capture stuff like the time, the location, even the agent who handled it.
Wow, that's a goldmine of information. What kind of insights could you get from that?
I think they could be super valuable for understanding patterns in customer behavior. You could pinpoint areas for improvement and even personalize future interactions.
So it's not just about collecting data, it's about using it to create a more tailored experience for each customer.
Exactly. And that's where Data Cloud and AI really shine. They let you take all these separate pieces of information and weave them into a complete picture of the customer.
Okay, I'm seeing the bigger picture now. It's not just about being faster, it's about using data to create a more human-centered approach.
You nailed it. That's what makes this so cool. It's not about replacing human connection. It's about making it even stronger with data and intelligence.
I'm so glad we did this deep dive. It's totally changed how I think about Agentforce.
Yeah.
But before we wrap things up, what's one key takeaway you want our listeners to remember?
I think the most important thing is to remember that Agentforce, Data Cloud, and AI, they're powerful tools, but that's all they are. Tools. It's up to us to use them ethically and create a better experience for everyone.
Well said. And I think that's a perfect note to end on. But before we go, I want to leave our listeners with one final thought. We've talked about how Data Cloud and AI can make you like an Agentforce superstar, but I want to challenge you to think even bigger, like beyond the tools themselves. What if you use these insights to design totally new products that nail your customers' needs or create marketing campaigns that really resonate with people on a personal level?
Yeah, that's the exciting part, right? It's about how this level of customer understanding changes your whole approach. How you build relationships, how you create loyalty, even how you design those new products and services you were talking about. It's a whole different way of thinking.
It's not just working faster. It's about using these insights to create a business that's truly focused on the customer. That's where the real magic happens.
Absolutely. This deep dive has given you the foundation. Now it's your turn. Go explore, Agentforce experiment, see what you can achieve. The possibilities are endless.
And hey, maybe you'll even become that Agentforce champion after all. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, and until next time, keep learning and